Hello and welcome. Today on BOI Weekly, Bank of Industry supports Wessy Tailoring and Vocational Institute, a subsidiary of Wessy Creations Limited. Established over 30 years ago but fully incorporated in 2013, Wessy Creations provides trendy and exceptional tailoring and fashion designing services to clients across the country with an eye on the continent. Their products range include all kinds of African attires, as well as overalls, casuals, uniforms, boiler suits, as well as military and paramilitary wares. At their facility in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, they also train and hold capacity building programs for thousands of young men and women who want to make a career out of tailoring. With about ⅓ billion naira intervention from the Bank of Industry, the fashion house is well on its way to being a leading tailoring production hub, not just in Nigeria, but in Africa. Stay close for details.
From this point, that's why we measure 10 inches from shoulder to this point. You have to be careful while folding it. You check and cross-check. So that you've already folded the back side. Yes. Now we want to cut out the front side.
Practical and classroom exposure. That's what thousands of young people who pass through Wessy Tailoring and Vocational Institute yearly in Ogun State experience when they come here.
Don't be afraid. The fabric in front of you is not a lion. They are fighting you. So, for the neckline, I cut out 2.5 because of the type of color we have to have to it. You want to add what? The cape, the short. So, bring it out 2.5 out. As a fashion designer, you must be able to use your hands in curving the shape you want to put on the fabric. You must curve with this paper. You cut out the hole. As we have demonstrated and cut out our cape dress, I've told you that you can put any or construct any neckline to finish up your cape dress. I think in the next class, we need to move ahead and show us more how we are going to add another type of neckline to our cape dress.
Established in 1979, Wessy Creations Limited is driven by a vision to move the Nigerian tailoring industry to global competitive levels in terms of production volume and quality. In 2015, the subsidiary of Wessy Group of Companies embarked on an ambitious expansion drive, which led them to acquire scores of modern and sophisticated garment-making machines and equipment. These include design and sketching, cutting, sewing, embroidery, ironing, finishing and packaging machines, powered by the Bank of Industry. But beyond acquiring digital and fully computerized array of equipment for the different garment-making workflows, The management of Wessy Creations knows the industry would need several thousands of highly skilled manpower to drive the vision. That's why it has fully committed to training and raising young tailors and designers.
A necktie is an accessory that is usually worn. It's a long piece of cloth. It could be long, it could be short. We have the ones that is called the bow tie, and we have the long necktie. It's a long piece of cloth. And it's an accessory that, as designers in the making, you must know how to make, because you may not want your customers to buy their necktie. For instance, you have a bridal job, you may want to do ashoke accessory. You know, we are trying to train you to work with indigenous fabrics here. You may want to do adire bow ties for the groomsmen. So it makes your work become very original and very creative and also very ethnic.
Even though the training and production process is currently being overseen by a few international technical partners and expatriates from Mauritius, Bangladesh and Philippines, who come with vast experience in the garment industry, they are being closely understudied by young Nigerians who would take over once the knowledge transfer and exchange program is completed.
This is a Bossier pattern drafting. The first thing you have to do is you get your top line. After getting our top line, we'll get our bust line. You are making use of your shoulder to get your bust line, which is 8.5. My shoulder is 8. You add 5 inches for your sewing allowance, you get 8.5. Roll it out downwards, because we are using the same thing for the front and the back. We'll now come back to the drawing board. We'll measure the neckline. My neckline is 3.5, which I've marked. You know, we have marked our shoulder line, which is 8. We'll now rule out that 8 inches from the top line downwards. This is going to be our guide to get our bust circumference, our round under bust circumference, and our waist circumference. This excess sack here will contain the bust so that you can have an accurate measurement.
Nothing goes to waste here. The students are also taught how to create value from waste.
You know, as a fashion designer, you make do with different pieces. Now, how can we convert those pieces into something meaningful? From what is here, you've been able to use our waste into wealth, making do with the pieces of the Ankara to produce mats, Ankara and fans, bow ties, Ankara jotter, and the likes. Now, craft is something people don't do generally. They see it as a petty job. But craft itself has been able to make some women who don't have anything to do to be able to place their hands on something. You can just be at home as a full housewife, not doing anything, but learning from YouTube how to make little things will fetch you little money, at least, to run your daily activities. Craft is something that you do with little or no tools. You don't need a machine. You don't need a big shop. You can be at the corner of your room and you are like producing Ankara and fans, making bow ties for little children, elbows, different things you can achieve with craft.
With a group of experienced, highly skilled and customer-focused management team, about 100 professional well-trained tailors as well as the latest technology installed in its facility, Wessy Creations Limited has developed the capacity to churn out between 1,500 and 2,500 units of garments per day.
We have all the equipment for design. We have the equipment for computer designs. Once it's designed, then you generate that design, you bring it out. When that is done, you're now going to the pattern making. You make the patterns to interpret what you have designed. Once that pattern is out, the perfection of that pattern depends on your own expertise. When the pattern is wrong, what comes out will be wrong. And you know we are into mass production. Once that pattern is wrong, everything you have done is going to be wrong. So you need to employ a lot of expertise in the pattern making. Once you have got the pattern right, you do what we call sample. Sampling is to where you test your pattern until you get it to the extent that what you have is what is required either by you or by the customer. When you have done, you do a sample. That sample now is not taken to the client. The client look at it and say, yes, this is what I want. Then he has to sign on it. After signing on that, you now bring you to your production department. There, they look at it and they now cut it out. That cutting out is another department. That's the cutting unit. There, you need the expertise when you get there to use those machines to cut according to the description on the patterns. And some of those can be very sensitive and very difficult and very complicated. And that's why you must get it right. So when you have finished your pattern, you have finished cutting the pattern, you're now going to the stitching aspect of it. That is another department that has its own management, its own supervisor to do that. There you also have the quality control and the quality assurance to ensure that what you have in the sample is what comes out. So every stage is being monitored by a supervisor.
Native attires, hospitality outfits, staff uniforms, overalls, branded jackets, tops, reflective wears, t-shirts, jeans, casuals and boarding wears, as well as corporate outfits, boiler suits, military, paramilitary and school uniforms are all made in this factory, both for the mass market and walk-in customers.
At Wessy Tailoring and Vocational Institute, we run a very robust syllabus. It's a synchronized syllabus of the London City and Guilds and the National Board for Technical Education we use it. So our students are both relevant here and beyond the shores of this country. And basically we cover 5 major courses: fashion design. We also take classes in fashion illustration, both digital and manual illustration. And we also run pattern drafting and garment construction classes. We also run the menswear, the specialized menswear design, garment design. And then lastly, we also now take them in accessory design courses, which basically, we understand that it's not everybody that would want to go into tailoring per se, but of course, there are different career lines in the fashion industry. So instead of all of us just sewing and sewing, there are different things people do. Like we groom illustrators here, professional illustrators. I'm sure you've seen some of their works. And then we also groom professional pattern drafters here. Basically, we teach them the British way of dressmaking right here. We groom factory managers, quality assurance managers. We groom them right here. So by the time they are done, we're not just adding more to the chunk of fashion designers out there in the industry. We are building different career lines. We even have, let me tell you, one of our students here, she's a fashion writer.
But really, how do these students themselves feel about the training they receive at Wessy Creations? Oladipo Michael and Josephine Oladele are graduates who have chosen to come here to pursue their passion for garment manufacturing.
I spoke to someone who spoke to another person, and the person was like, oh, there is a place called Wessy that you can go and sign up there. So I said, okay. So I spoke to my mom about it. She was like, I'm not sure. I was like, well, that's what I want to do. So she told me to come and make my inquiries and stuff, and I did the inquiries, and basically it was nice. I saw so many things of which I know I didn't learn from the first guy I did from. So I signed up, and I signed for 6 months, and basically the courses we take are fashion illustration, which deals with sketching out your designs, just a way for you to express your designs out to your clients. Then menswear, we've done buba and chokoto, which we call tunics. We've done shirts, we've done caps, danshikis, and all sorts. Then the women's wear, we've done bodies. But basically, I just feel that every time you have to do your work like so, you should first illustrate it out, which is actually the difference between where I learned now, where I'm learning now, and where I learned from before. Then there's also craft work. You make purses, handbags, and stuff like that. Then also do pattern drafting. This is actually like the most technical part of sewing, the fashion line. The pattern drafting comes with you having to be so focused on what you are doing. You don't make mistakes. You don't make mistakes on your fabrics so that you don't spoil the client's clothes. And it's been fun.
For the past 6 months that I've been here, we've been trained on how to use equipment that we can't normally find in local training centers. So one basic thing that I love about Wessy is the fact that we have equipment that can be used for various types of various things. Like we have our serger, we have industrial machine, we have the stoning machine, we have different, even the pressing iron machine. So it kind of exposes us in a way that we can't get in a normal or in a local store. So Wessy, it's...
The National Secretary of the Tailors Association of Nigeria, TAN, is impressed with Wessy Creations and advocates for more government support.
I've seen what I've never seen before, because I've seen where a mass production company based here in Abeokuta and how it was started. A lot of machine was installed and program commenced by training students how to operate this machine and how to make this industrial move, mass production in tailoring aspect. I'm highly impressed. Going beyond the history of that is from the Bank of Industry. I think we really have to appreciate Bank of Industry, especially the federal government, by bringing this sort of things first of kind in Nigeria as far as tailoring concern is concerned.
For the chairman of Wessy Creations, Chief Wessy Taiwo, a serial entrepreneur who is also the national chairman of the Tailors Association of Nigeria, TAN, the business is about creating a legacy of globally competitive tailoring hubs.
My journey to Bank of Industry was an experience, because when you are looking for something, you'll be looking for it until you get it. And by the time we finished with our proposal, immediately I came back, like I said, from Las Vegas International Exhibition. And I discovered that we have not done anything in this part of the world in terms of, having a production hub and to compete at that international standard. So I get my proposal ready, sent to Bank of Industry. They said, no, we can't give this amount to tailor. I said, no, that's not kind of tailor you are thinking about. We are talking of a garment industry, because that industry has almost 10 to 11 different departments where you need specialized and sophisticated equipment to train for production. So what we are talking about is a huge, huge investment. It is not. So as God will have it, we start bringing it down, bringing it down, bringing it down. They say, okay, they have to do with 50%. That is when we get to the financial bank. You know, Bank of Industry is not a commercial bank. But I have to put everything because I know what I'm working towards and I know where I'm going. And the reason why I'm doing all this is to leave a legacy, one, in the industry. Two, without Bank of Industry, we wouldn't have get to where we are today. Because they gave us a trial, and I want to appreciate them once again. They gave us a trial, and I believe they are seeing progress in what we are doing. They provide funds for the equipment. What we have before, I have about between 60, 70 staff strength. But immediately after BOI intervention, we are close to 200 now. We are even training about 100 separately to be injected to the production after their training. So that is where we are. So I want to thank Bank of Industry for the first step. So the second step is on the way.
The reason the Bank of Industry is supporting a project such as Wessy Creations is to ensure that Nigeria is able to clothe itself as well as billions of others across the globe. There are several funds at the Bank of Industry targeted at different groups of entrepreneurs in different sectors of the Nigerian economy waiting for serious and qualified businesses to utilize. You will do well to contact the Bank of Industry today, and to know how you can benefit, visit their website at boi.ng or call at any of their branches closest to you. That will be our package for today. Many thanks for watching. But remember, you can apply for BOI loans online. Just download the BOI SME Loan app from the Google Play Store and follow the instructions. For further information, feel free to tweet at me at KAY Alayande, and previous editions of the program are all available on YouTube. Type BOI Weekly in the search area, and there you go. I'm Kayode Alayande. Bye now.